What is going on, Arizona sports fan family? How are we doing out here today on this beautiful Tuesday evening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to another episode here of the AZ Sports Fan. We are going to be talking everything NFL draft today because 16 days away at this very moment, and I'm absolutely super excited to see where the Arizona Cardinals are going to go because let's be honest here, ladies and gentlemen, free agency was very lackluster to say the least. And we got an opportunity here for the Arizona Cardinals to possibly maybe make some moves, trading up in the draft, or just picking the right people just in general to make a impact year one. But welcome in everybody that's currently here, everybody that's watching via Twitter, everybody that's watching via Facebook, everybody that's watching via YouTube. Appreciate you guys for coming through. Thank you so very much. Definitely do me one huge favor. Smack that like button. Helps the channel grow out tremendously. I don't think you understand how much it actually does, but definitely do that for me right now. Big shout out to everybody that's actually in the chat right now. We got my guy Lennon, Jordan P, I Am Bear, Otis in the house. What's going on, everybody? Cade all up in here. Appreciate you guys for coming through. Let's jump right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, the draft is going to be 16 days away. So we're sitting at Tuesday. We have 2 weeks and 2 days away from the NFL draft kicking off at 5 p.m. AZ time, and super stoked to see who is going to be, the new teammates coming out of college and hopefully making a first year impact for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, this wouldn't be a stream without me having to throw out rumors, having to throw out tweets out there because, ladies and gentlemen, the tweets is what fuels the conversation, and I'm just very excited to go ahead and see what you guys have to say, and you'll go ahead and get my perspective and what I want the Arizona Cardinals to do, what my expectations are, and all that different stuff, guys. So let's get started here, ladies and gentlemen. I got some tweets here to kind of, dive right into here. The first one I want to talk about is this. Now, they're both tweets are going to be from the same reporter, journalist, whatever we want to call him, but he is somebody from ESPN. He went ahead and said that the Arizona Cardinals are set to have a visit with Jerome Ford this week. Now, looking into Jerome Ford, definitely looks very comparable to, players that we pretty much already had or have. Somebody that maybe like Chase Edmonds, somebody like Eno Benjamin. Now, me personally, I would have loved Eno Benjamin to get the opportunity because Chase Edmonds is no longer a member of the Arizona Cardinals. I would think that that's the route that's the Arizona Cardinals would have want to go. You know what I mean? But as of right here, it looks like the Arizona Cardinals are still in the works, and they're trying to make some sort of moves, or at least trying to do their due diligence and trying to possibly get some more people coming. Coming into the Arizona Cardinals here. So let me know what you guys think about this right here. Give me one quick second here right now. I think we're having some issues with the internet. 1 second here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this. I swear, the internet issue, man. Internet issues are for days. So, but basically, this is going to be one of the biggest tweets out there right now, or maybe not this one, but the one that I'm coming right after here. So, the Arizona Cardinals are going to be meeting with Jerome Ford. Now, me personally, I would actually see this probably more as a late rounder, more than anything, maybe a fourth rounder, maybe a fifth rounder, somewhere where we got Chase Edmonds. But the one where I really want to open up the discussion is going to be this tweet here from the same individual, Jordan Schultz here. He says potentially more artillery for Kyler Murray in the Arizona Cardinals. Wide receiver Jameson Williams is visiting the Arizona Cardinals next week. Per source, the first team All-American hauled in 79 catches for over 1,500 yards and 13 touchdowns last season for the Crimson Tide, ladies and gentlemen. This right here is what I really wanted to talk about here, because I think we all kind of know, right? Like the Arizona Cardinals had a lot of holes, right? Going into this NFL draft, we have a lot of holes to still fill up. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be, act like the NFL draft is going to be the end all be all, because it's not. And what I mean by that is I don't think the Arizona Cardinals are going to get every single draft pick that we have work for us, if that makes sense. We might be having people sit, we might have people get beat out. The draft is still pretty exciting to see new prospects coming in here and hopefully having the opportunity. But that tweet right there really got me excited. Excited for this year's draft. Now, do I think the Arizona Cardinals are gonna make some sort of move this year? Because let's be honest, I think if the Arizona Cardinals were trying to go after him, right, Jameson Williams, I think we would really have to consider trading up. Because right now we're sitting at the number 23 spot. Is that feasible for the Arizona Cardinals to possibly get Jameson Williams in the 23rd overall spot? Now, me personally, I don't think that it is possible. Now, I think we do have to consider trading up to possibly get Jameson Williams if that was the route the Arizona Cardinals were going to take. But this right here actually gives me exciting news here overall, right? The draft comes after the free agency, class that we ended up bringing back. I'm glad we ended up bringing back a lot of our key pieces, but still got a lot of holes. Still got a lot of holes within this team right now, and I don't know really where the Arizona Cardinals were going, if that makes sense. Like, I don't understand why this offseason came the way that it or turned out the way that it did. Like I'm super speechless as to why this actually happened. But we just gotta have to kind of go with the punches and kind of talk about the tweets and everything that's been situated here recently. So let me know what you guys feeling about this recent tweet here about Jameson Williams visiting the Arizona Cardinals next week, per source, getting another possible weapon for Kyler Murray. What say you guys? What do you guys think about this whole situation? Do you want the Arizona Cardinals to possibly go for Jameson Williams? Now, me personally, if you're going to ask, I would say yes. I love the idea of getting some weapons for Kyler Murray. The biggest reason why is because we've seen an offense without DeAndre Hopkins, and I do think that we need some help. I think we definitely need some help on the outside. I think the slot, we might not have it covered, but we got a player with very high potential. As long as he's able to stay healthy, we got a player with potential, and that is going to be Rondale Moore. For me personally, if we were to obtain or go for Jameson Williams, that makes me excited. Yes, it does. But also on the other side of the coin, like I said a little earlier, we are going to need to trade up for that player. I think he's going to be going top 15, top 13, top 12, whatever you want to say, but top 15 is where I'm kind of projecting Jameson Williams is going to go. And if the Arizona Cardinals aren't aggressive, they're probably not going to be able to get the players that they're going to want. We still have some very promisable things happening at the number 23 spot. If we do decide to stay, there might be a wide receiver, there might be a cornerback, there might be an offensive lineman. Anything could happen in this year's NFL draft. If you're an Arizona Cardinal fan, you better hope that there is going to be multiple quarterbacks being picked up in the top 15 picks, because it just kind of opens up and gives more players availability for the Arizona Cardinals picking up the number 23 spot. So fingers crossed that there's going to be some quarterbacks being picked up in the first round, preferably in the top 15. Now, me personally, maybe one. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing here, but Jameson Williams would be an awesome asset for the Arizona Cardinals here. Let me give a big shout out to my guy Seth Carpenter here with the super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you so very much. He says, "Hey Mike, I think we should get Jameson Williams, Nick Bonito, Taylor Burks, Brees Hall, George that's going to be, I know you're talking about that edge rusher. Chris Olave, Christian Watson, or London Drake." So you're saying any of these players you're down with. You're saying any of these players you're going to be down with. And hey, yeah, honestly, there's so much potential here for the Arizona Cardinals to go any which way. Wide receiver, cornerback. But if you're really thinking about the top cornerbacks, the top wide receivers, at 23, you're probably not going to be getting those players. Some big key holes for the Arizona Cardinals to still address: cornerback, wide receiver number 2, edge. And we still have a maybe guard. We don't really know exactly what, Williams is going to come. I'm not Williams. I apologize. Hernandez is going to come out to be. I know we got Justin Murray still. Maybe he might be the go. I don't exactly know how that's going to go. I'll shake out. But there's that. And there's also the, defensive line as well. We need to have more pressure on the interior. So we got a lot of holes for the Arizona Cardinals coming up here. And I don't think the Arizona Cardinals are going to be able to address every single hole. If we're lucky, we would be able to address maybe 1 to 2 holes. And that's why I'm very surprised that there is some fans out there that are very acceptance of the way that this offseason has turned out so far with the lack of moves, because they're holding all their hopes, they're holding all their eggs in one basket, being that they have faith in Steve Keim, in this front office, to really pick the right players coming into this year's draft for the 2022 season for the Arizona Cardinals. And I don't know why this optimism is the way that it is. There are some, fans out there that they don't maybe follow the team as closely as some fans do. And they just kind of, take it as they come. They don't really have an opinion on it. And they don't want to talk any ill will about the Arizona Cardinals because they don't want to look like a bad fan. But I think in all true reality here is the Arizona Cardinals have struggled in the draft a lot. They've struggled a lot in the draft, putting out the talent, putting out the players that are going to be able to, produce in the first year. We've seen it time and time again with these last couple of years with Isaiah Simmons and Zaven Collins. I think one thing that I would love to do is if the Arizona Cardinals waits at 23, if they wait, I wouldn't be mad. I'm not going to set my expectations to be really high. I'm really not this year. I'm not going to be falling in love with any of these prospects. Let me just tell you that right now. I don't think I'm going to, well, hopefully not, right? I'm not going to set my expectations super high in this year's draft. I'm not. I think when I look at this Arizona Cardinal team, there's a lot of holes. And my expectations is not to win the NFC West. It honestly isn't. I don't know if you guys heard the rumor, but the LA Rams are rumored to possibly get more talent coming their way. I don't know how this is possible, but LA finds a way, and it's because of their owner that, front loading contracts and stuff like that. So they have the cash flow, they have the Super Bowl to back them. Whatever they're doing seems to be working. So I don't think the Arizona Cardinals are really going for the NFC West. I would hope expectations for a lot of fans would be, hey, we made it to the playoffs. Next expectation is we got to get a playoff win. And then after that, probably Super Bowl. But there's just so many fans out there that just accept what it is. And I think maybe because it's the Arizona Cardinals, right? We don't have that strong fan base that demands excellence. We have a fan base that is okay with what happened last year, or if they're not okay with it, then they somehow find a way to see a bright light by the end of the tunnel. But that's not me. But I'm probably not going to freak out about it too much this year. Whatever happens, happens. If we stay at 23 and we draft an offensive lineman, if we draft a stud, defensive lineman, what am I to do, right? I mean, what am I to do? Just accept it at this point. If we trade up, I only see the Arizona Cardinals possibly trading up if there's a player that they would really want to go ahead and target. And that's going to be the top cornerbacks and top wide receivers. I don't see them trading up for a top edge rusher. Maybe an interior defensive lineman if they're really, really interested. Maybe they'll do something like that. But in my mind, I would see cornerback and wide receiver would be the top two in my mind that I would want the Arizona Cardinals to possibly trade up for. Because if you want the top cornerback, if you want that top wide receiver, you kind of have to pay for that. You have to pay for that. And sitting at the number 23 spot, although happy about the 11 wins last year, 23 is not a spot where you can sit down and say, man, we're going to get that player, this person's going to fall to us, because we really don't know. we really, really, really don't know what's going to happen here. But big shout out to Seth Carpenter with another super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you so very much. He says, well, Mike, I'm reading the tweet earlier. So the Chiefs Knight traded with us. So they might get the 23rd and then we'll get the 29. Also, we might. Oh, yeah, there's mock drafts for days, man. There's mock drafts for days. Everybody is having their own mock drafts, what they want the Arizona Cardinals to do. And yeah, I have some ideas. I have some thoughts what I would love the Arizona Cardinals to do. I don't think they're gonna do it. So I'm not gonna really spend too much energy on that, if that makes sense. Whoever comes over, I just want them to produce first year, like year one, like that's just straight up. That's my expectations. And I think that's the sad part right now is my expectations has gotten lower from last year to this year. I see the Rams and I'm like, wow, we can't compete with the Rams. We cannot compete with the Rams. We got smoked in the playoff game. And we got embarrassed. And I don't think we've really done a lot to combat that, possibly going for the NFC West. Now, do I think we could be number 2 again? Possibly. Possibly. But what's going to happen with the 49ers, right? That's a huge thing. Is the 49ers going to be on the come up? You know, the Deebo Samuel's having with his own issues over there. He's having his own issues over there with the San Francisco 49ers, looking to wanting to get paid more, but I don't think that's the route that the San Francisco 49ers want to do, so he might be on the trade block. It's a lot of craziness happening right now in the world of the NFL, and we just have to kind of wait and see, right? We just have to kind of wait and see in terms of what the Arizona Cardinals are going to do. So to kind of summarize what this stream is about, we are talking about this with the latest tweet that came out from Jordan Schultz saying potentially more artillery for Kyler Murray in the Arizona Cardinals. Wide receiver Jameson Williams is visiting the Arizona Cardinals next week per source. And if you look on the bottom, it's going to show you his stats for last year. And that is kind of what we're dealing with here, right? Will the Arizona Cardinals pull the trigger? Will the Arizona Cardinals pull the trigger and get probably one of the premier wide receivers this year, right? If you're looking at the other wide receivers out there, you know, we got Drake. We got a lot of different wide receivers out there. We got some cornerbacks out there that can very well be, you know, having a spot for the Arizona Cardinals coming around. But we'll have to kind of wait and see and how it all shakes out, because there's a lot of things with this first 22 picks. A lot of things can happen. It could be for the favor of the Arizona Cardinals, or it can't be in the favor of the Arizona Cardinals. It's really depending on how it shakes out. David P, what's up, David? He says, I would like Jordan Davis, Jason Dotson, or the defensive end out of Purdue. Talking about the edge rusher, right, out of Purdue. Yeah, I mean, anything could happen. Anything could happen here. Let's see. My guy, I Am Bear, coming up here. He says Peter Schrager is only one who is actually getting insight from. Sorry. Peter Schrager is actually the one getting insight from GMs and head coaches. So if you really want to follow true mock with actual things going in the league, follow his. Well, to me personally, I definitely see where you're coming from. I stay shy away from a lot of mock drafts, to be honest with you. I like listening. It's cool to kind of listen to a lot of it, but a lot of it doesn't hold true to me specifically. Like, I'm just going to let this year shake out the way that it shakes out. Peter Schrager seems cool, but I'm not going to waste my time to follow some. I mean, however it's going to shake out, it's going to shake out. Do I want the Arizona Cardinals to trade up? Yeah, I think it would be cool. It'd be interesting to see the Arizona Cardinals maybe be aggressive, like they said we were going to be in free agency and we didn't. Maybe definitely doing something like that. But I mean, 23 is so far out there that there's just so many things that can happen, right? Multiple trades, multiple quarterbacks getting taken up, and all that different stuff. So, we'll see what happens. Seth Carpenter with another super chat. Sheesh, my goodness, man, you're coming up clutch with all these super chats, my guy. Appreciate you. He says, Mike, guess what Gilmore's heading to LA. Also, we might get George. We also might get George Pickens, Dotson, or Devin Lloyd. Well, oh boy, now that you said Lloyd, I don't want to talk about linebacker right now, but I don't think Gilmore is going to LA quite yet, but there's rumors saying that Gilmore might go to LA. So I'm not quite 100% sure. Like, there's nothing set in stone at this very moment that he's going to be, but we'll see, right? We'll see exactly what happens here. What's up, Drew? Drew in the house saying, Kai, pull the trigger, trade up and draft the future. All right, we'll see. I am versus he's the most accurate mock draft. He has gotten he has gotten picks right 4 past years. Yeah, but there's just so many mock drafts out there. Like I'm saying, like if you're gonna tell me that there's a guy who got every 32 picks right, then I will be probably probably watching that. But it is what it is in my mind. Let's see here. Jordan says Rams have contacted Gilmore. That's the news. Yep. Rams have contacted Gilmore. Rumors obviously speculating, going around, and round. And that just really only makes me much more upset, right? I mean, that it frustrates me as an Arizona Cardinal fan, but I'm not gonna let it get to me that much. I don't think the Arizona Cardinals in their mind are wanting to win the division, or even if they do, maybe they're trying to do it in a sneaky way. I don't know. But I look at their roster and I look at our roster and I see a lot of holes still. Definitely see a lot of holes still. I'm actually curious to find out, Drew, because Drew, I know you came in and you said that you weren't worried about Steve Keim, and everything that's been situated in terms of the free agents that are coming in. Now that we're weeks after free agency, what are your thoughts now on the front office and Steve Keim and their job and what they have done so far? Because I know you weren't worried in the first week. Let me know how you feel. Appreciate it. Kenny, what's going on, Kenny? Appreciate you. He says, hey, Mike, Charleston Rambo is in the draft. Kyler's old college school receiver. Do you think that would be a solid later? Yeah, I mean, definitely later for sure. It would be very, very shocking for the Arizona Cardinals if it's not the first round or the second round. It would be very shocking for the Arizona Cardinals to not draft a wide receiver or a cornerback. I would be absolutely shocked if they didn't do it. Now, like I said, the first round and the second round is just going to be depending on who falls where. And it's going to be, subjective to be, hey, it's going to be what's the situation, right? Best player available, what Steve Keim says all the time. So we'll see what his mind, best player available is going to be. So we'll see. Drew says, ask me after the draft. All right, I'll ask you after the draft. El Raider, what's up, El Raider? Says Rams. So Rams not bringing back OBJ. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm very surprised about OBJ, but there's also the news out there that OBJ is not going to be ready till like end of October or beginning November. Maybe they're just playing it safe in order to bring OBJ back because OBJ is still available, right? I mean, we're looking at OBJ and we're like, oh snap! I honestly thought he was going to sign back, but him being hurt is huge, is absolutely huge, and I don't know if they want to really spend money that he wants to get for a player that's not going to be able to produce in the first month of the season, the regular season. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, it's going to be cool to see, Devontae Adams with Derek Carr. That's actually one thing that I'm pretty excited to see for you guys. So definitely shout out to you guys for that huge blockbuster trade that you ended up, swinging over, getting Devontae Adams to your team. That's huge. Absolutely huge. Let's see here. Charleston Rambo has sneaky value in the 5th or 6th. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if we don't go anybody like wide receiver or cornerback in the late rounds, I would be absolutely shocked. But I would be shocked, but I wouldn't. I don't know. I'm gonna try my best this year to not get super upset. I know I say that probably every single year, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my darnest to not get super upset this time around because I honestly don't know what this Cardinal team is doing. I really don't. I really, really don't know what this Cardinal team's doing. I know we did get was it 3 additional picks, right, for this year? Let's take a look here. What are our picks? And obviously, first 3 How does it shake out here? Let me try to take a look here real quick. Let's take a look. Arizona Cardinals here. So we got a first, second, third, two. Oh snap! You're right. So I said fourth and fifth earlier, but we don't have a fourth and fifth. Oh boy. Okay, so we got a first rounder, the number 23rd overall. We got the second rounder, which is the 55th overall. A third rounder, which is the 87th overall, and then we got 2 sixths and then 3 sevens. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. This is going to be very, very fun. So, in a perfect world, we would love the Arizona Cardinals to land first round, second round, and third round, right? We would love for them to get those 3 picks right. It's Steve Keim drafting at the end of the day. Those sixth rounders, oh man, that's rough. 2 sixth rounders, which is going to be the 201st and the 215th overall, and then we got 3 seventh rounders, 242, 256, and 257th overall. Oh my goodness! Trade them all. Go up in the first round. Let's do it. Trade our 6, trade our 7s. Let's go up in the first round. Oh my god, that's brutal, bro. That's brutal. I don't know about you guys, but that doesn't instill confidence in me. First, second, and third. Hey, let's land the ball, right? We got top 100 picks right there. We could possibly do some damage if we do the right things there, but it just really depends. Just got so many holes, man. We got so many holes in this team. If we take a look at the cornerbacks, because cornerback is another one that we're dying to kind of address. I know Trent McDuffie. A lot of people saying that he's a slot. Sauce Gardner from Cincinnati, but he's going to go top 10 in my eyes. Then you also have what is it, Stingley, right? Is that how you pronounce the name? Stingley? A quarterback out of LSU, which, hey, I'm a fan of LSU. I really am. I really do like the quarterbacks out of LSU. Maybe getting somebody like him, Derek Stingley. But, like, if you really want to get these top cornerbacks, like, you got to draft up. Like, you got to draft up to get these type of cornerbacks. And I'm not sure if the Arizona Cardinals are going to have the draft capital. Yes, we have all these 6th round picks and 7th round picks, but people want the 4ths. People want the 4ths this year, maybe the 3rd and 2nds and 1st of the next year. If you're really going to make a big swing into going into the top picks, you're going to have to make a big swing. And I'm not sure if the Arizona Cardinals are going to do that. I really don't. What's up, Sean? It says, this draft is stacked with talent. We say it every year, man. We say it every single year. I'm just gonna wait. Whoever becomes a member of the Arizona Cardinals, I'm gonna allow it to come as it comes, and I'm not gonna hype anybody up. So if you're thinking this channel is gonna be hyping up some prospects, it is not gonna be the channel for that. I don't know. We're just gonna see how it goes. We're gonna see how it goes. Let's see here. Drew, what's up? Drew says first round wide receiver, second round Kingsley, third round Cam Taylor, Britt. We do that, I'll be happy. Well, I mean, it just depends, right? I mean, I think addressing some key needs for the Arizona Cardinals is exactly what fans want the Arizona Cardinals to do, right? Wide receiver would be super exciting for the Arizona Cardinals to do. Cornerback would be very exciting for the Arizona Cardinals to do. I just don't see it happening. I feel like if we stay at the 23rd spot, we're going to address the trenches. And that's either going to be offensive line or defensive line. If we stay at the 23rd overall spot, I have a feeling we're going to address the trenches, which I'm not mad at, right? We need some protection for Kyler Murray. We need some, interior defensive pressure, just really depending on who falls. So I somehow feel like in my soul of souls, I feel like if we stay at the 23rd overall spot, we're going to go that route. If we move up in the draft, we're obviously going for maybe a top edge rusher, maybe Jordan Davis, maybe a top wide receiver, or maybe a top cornerback if we draft up. But we'll have to wait and see, right? We got 16 days left. A lot of speculations are going back and forth right now, and we'll have to kind of just wait and see what the Arizona Cardinals do. Jordan Davis is huge. Everybody would love to get him. For out of Georgia, a guy that can wreak havoc on the line is definitely somebody that I would love the Arizona Cardinals to get. I don't feel like we have that player in the interior right now. You might say JJ, but JJ gets hurt. JJ gets hurt, and we just don't have the consistency of him being on the field a lot. Kenny says we never trade up, and that's my thought. That's my process as well too. I don't think we're going to. And I know, like, the the news came out today that we're going to be hosting a visit with Jameson Williams next week, which is cool. It's very exciting. But in my heart, I don't think we're going to trade up either. I really don't. I think we're going to stay pat. We're going to pick every single pick that we have. Maybe if somebody falls in the second, maybe we'll trade up on the second where it's not so expensive in terms of draft capital. But if you're trying to get it to the top 15, you're gonna pay a pretty penny, especially if you're sitting at the number 23 spot. Let's keep reading into the comments here. I remember what's up. He says, "Yep, you said it best, Mike. Also, can't get the ball to the flashy players we want when we can't block Zion Johnson's only right answer." Yeah, I mean, so it just depends. It depends on how it's going to happen. I think if we do stay at the 23rd, I feel like we're going to address the trenches, and I wouldn't be mad at that. I really wouldn't. If we trade up, we're going to go for those big key players, wide receiver, cornerback, maybe edge, just really depending who's available. We traded up for Rosen, but I didn't. We're trying to not remember that. We're trying to not remember that. So let's not talk about that. That's funny. El Raider, what's up, El Raider? Appreciate you for being here. It says even if the Cardinals still have many holes to fill, lots of players in the leagues will either get released or the ones in free agency will get cheaper after June 1st. Yeah, I see where you're coming from for sure. And I know there's a lot of people that are hanging their hat on that as well. For me specifically, I've heard it before, right? I've heard our GM gloat the fact that we were like number one in the waiver wire when we had the number one pick in the waiver wire. And he was talking all sorts of excitement saying, yeah, we're going to utilize that to the best of our ability. We're going to have the first pick of people that get released. And it's just, we hear a lot of stuff as Arizona Cardinal fans. And I think we're all kind of maybe on that same situation where it's like, just do it. Quit talking and just do it. I don't know. I know it sounds great, right? After June 1st, the opportunity for a lot of players to be cheaper and be released and see who the Arizona Cardinals can pick up. I'm just not going to hold my breath. I'm not going to hold my breath on it because right now my hope was after the season we're going to be able to go for the NFC West this year. And right now it's tough to think that the Rams are not going to win the West. Keep it reading on the comments. Seth says, Wait, you're saying we're going to go 14-3 this year? What? 14-3 this year? We got an optimistic man up in the house. 14-3 this year. Well, from your lips to the football god's ears, my friend, hopefully that's right. 14-3 would be huge. I don't see that happening, especially since we're playing the AFC West in our own division, which I still do think it's a toss-up. It's usually 500. If not playing the Rams, they usually whip us. 14-3, hopefully, right? That would be ideal. Nick L says we are 10-7 at best. That sounds a little bit more realistic for sure. What wide receiver is most realistic for the Cardinals at 23? That's a great question. The only one I could really think that I would want the Arizona Cardinals to maybe get is maybe Burks. Or there was another wide receiver that I have in my head and I can't come up with it. He's mocked to go to like the Packers. Let me try to look it up here real quick. Realistically, is it John Dotson? Him. I think he can be very realistic. George Pickens and Traylon Burks. I also do think it's going to be realistic. Anybody else like Chris Olave, Jameson Williams, Drake London, Garrett Wilson, I think they will be picked higher than the Arizona Cardinals. Now, like I said a little earlier, as Arizona Cardinal fans, we better hope and pray and fingers crossed that there is a few quarterbacks being picked up in the top 10, top 15, because that only moves talent closer to where we pick up. So I think that's where more in my mind, realistically, that there can be some people available there. Those are the people that I would think would be available personally. Dotson, Pickens, and Burks will be there too. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Jordan P. There you go. Comes up, man. Good stuff. Yeah, I think realistically there. Some people say Chris Olave can slip, but just kind of depends, right? It depends on what happens. Like I said, if the Arizona Cardinals do decide to go up because they want to get a top wide receiver, in the eyes of a lot of people, top wide receiver, then they gotta trade up. They gotta trade up. Drew says, "Please don't say." Well, no, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I want to get him. No, I'm just saying like realistically, like players that are going to be available like during that. But you're right. I'm done with it. Right. I think a lot of fans are in that same position where we're done with this under 6 foot wide receivers. We're done with it at this point. I would love the Arizona Cardinals to get a 6'2" wide receiver, something along those lines, 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", anything like that would be super ideal for the Arizona Cardinals because we've seen it, man. We just need somebody that causes separation. We need somebody that's going to be able to excel with DeAndre Hopkins, because hopefully Rondale Moore is going to be able to give us that explosion in the slot, right? And then we got Zach Ertz at tight end, along with Max Williams blocking tight end, but I could also make some catches as well. So we'll see. Had to sneeze there. Let's keep reading to the comments here. We only have one wide receiver right now that's under 6 foot. And that's Rondale. Andy doesn't count since he's probably going to be cut. Yeah, that's fair. I'm surprised he even made the 53-man roster this year. This last year. I'm super surprised about that. We hardly saw him on the field, if that. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be very interesting. But I'm done with it too. I would rather just have Rondale Moore there in the slot, and then let's worry about two big wide receivers with DeAndre Hopkins and possibly another one if the Arizona Cardinals would go that route. Niners won't make Debo the highest paid in the league. He wasn't to make almost QB money. I could see him get traded. Yeah, it's crazy. It absolutely is crazy. Debo would be interesting, right? The opportunity of getting Debo, maybe not for the Cardinals. I'm not saying the Cardinals. I don't think the Cardinals. I'm not saying they don't have interest. I just don't think we have the money to pay Debo Samuels. But I agree. I 100% agree. I think that we can possibly very well see Debo Samuel getting traded away from the San Francisco 49ers. They're most likely going to be starting Trey Lance. Hey, they still have Jimmy Garoppolo. What the heck is going on with that, right? What the heck is going on? Jimmy Garoppolo still hasn't been traded, so it's a lot of kind of wait and see to see what's going to go on here with all these other teams within the NFC West. You think we can trade up with Andy and someone else? Thoughts? You mean like use Andy Isabella for like trade collateral to trade up in the draft? Is that what you're saying? I think people would want to get I think people would want us I don't know. I don't see that. Like I don't see Andy Isabella being anything more than a player that's going to be cut. And it sucks because I know a lot of people were very excited about it. Some people say that, hey, it's the coaching staff, right? We're not giving the opportunity for Andy Isabella to be on the field. He can't do anything if he's on the field, but we leave it up to the hands of these coaches that make millions of dollars to put the best people on the field. And, we've seen some thoughts back and forth where I honestly don't think last year we put the best 11 on the field, especially when we had a talent like Zaven Collins possibly being that run stuffer that we wanted. And we just didn't see it. So it's very unfortunate. Yeah, so I don't. Yes, I see you say yes right there. I don't think Andy Isabella has any trade value here. I really don't. Um, yeah, I don't think he does. Any thoughts of having trade value for Andy Isabella? Kind of got thrown away, to be honest with you, unfortunately. Let's keep it reading into the comments here. Drew, what's up, Drew? From a value standpoint, don't count Andy out as anything more than a 6th round at best. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I know that there was like these rumors going around that the Lions might have wanted Andy Isabella. Like that was a rumor going out there, and being that that didn't happen, and that Andy Isabella is still on the roster at this very moment, it actually kind of concerns me that I'm not even sure if anybody wants to give up a 6th round or 7th round pick for Andy Isabella at this very moment. Like it's hard for me to fathom that because that was that rumor out there, and that would have been a perfect opportunity for right for him to get shipped off somewhere, and it just didn't happen. Let's keep it reading here. Let's see here. Let's take a look here. Value standpoint. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, right? We're definitely gonna go live. I know some people asked me earlier, like, are we gonna go live? Yeah, we will be going live to see. Like, I'm not quite sure exactly like what time we will be going live, just because there's some things I need to do here at 5 o'clock. So we'll have to kind of wait and see and figure out exactly what we're gonna do here for the live stream. But yeah, we're definitely gonna be going live for the first round, maybe the second round too. Kind of or second and third for the second day. So we'll have to kind of wait and see. Maybe definitely not for the third because I ain't gonna be waiting here for 2 6th round picks and then 3 7th round picks. That probably ain't happening. That probably ain't happening. Wolfwool says, I'm calling it now. Rondo Moore is going to have a breakout season. Wolf, like pretty much like I said to my guy a little earlier, from your lips to the football God's ears, because I know Rondo Moore was said to be, you know, all that in a bag of potato chips because he was squatting a lot of pounds, and a lot of people were trying to compare him to Andy Isabella, which I was probably much in that boat as well. And I don't think I was comparing him to Andy, but I was over that whole under 6 foot wide receivers long before a lot more people are talking about it now. This year, I hope we don't go that route again because that would be very frustrating to see. Be very frustrating to see. What's up, Sean? It seems like a lot of fans have written Zaven Collins, calling him a potential bust. Yeah, I mean, well, keep in mind, there's a lot of fans out there that are very like, what's the word? Like, they're very like, they don't really pay attention to like the off-season moves very much. They don't really kind of understand the ins and outs of like coaching staffs because a lot of people kind of like they eat up the words of the Arizona Cardinals, people that are in charge. Um, and of course, when you hear Vance Joseph, the defensive coordinator that's making a lot of money for an organization, saying that they're going to put the best 11 on the field, they really do think that there was a competition out there, and they somehow feel like Zaven Collins didn't make the cut. And I don't think that's the case. Like I think Zaven Collins has a lot to prove still. He's got a lot of worth. He just didn't have the opportunity. He can't do anything if he's not on the field. I have hope. I have prayers that he's going to be a very good linebacker, especially on the Mike linebacker for the Arizona Cardinals. But we'll just have to kind of wait and see because reps is what he needs, and if he doesn't have reps, we really don't know exactly what Zaven Collins can become if he's not out on the field. You know what I mean? So, nah, I don't think he's a bust at all. Sean said, didn't Kyler want more? I don't know. There was a whole back and forth going on saying that Kyler did want more. I don't know. I have no clue, to be honest with you. I have no clue. Regardless, Rondo Moore is a part of the Arizona Cardinals now. I would only hope that they can just get chemistry down and everything's going to be wonderful from there, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's see here. I feel like Zaven didn't get much. Yep, exactly. Didn't get much playing time, 100%. Turn him into an outside wide receiver too. I don't know what you're talking about there, but let's keep it going here. James Cook is also a guy I want for this team. Best pass catching running back in the draft, and is super explosive and would be really help Kyler Murray and another receiving weapon out in the backfield. James Cook. I know the Arizona Cardinals had a visit with another running back. I think this week, or it's going to be this week. If you guys don't know, I said it earlier in the stream, but the Arizona Cardinals have a visit with Jerome Ford, running back this week. So, whether the Arizona Cardinals go that route or not go that route, I did see his measurables. I do believe that he is 5'11", right? I mean, it seems like what an Arizona Cardinals would do. Let me see what his weight was. Jerome Ford. So 5'11", 220 pounds. So, I mean, if that's definitely something that you're interested in, and the Arizona Cardinals are having a visit with him coming in. And I'm assuming we're going to get a lot of news coming around here that the Arizona Cardinals are going to have a lot of visits coming around. So we'll see. I guess the biggest one is going to be Jameson Williams, right? Is the Arizona Cardinals going to trade up? We'll see. Let's see here. Thoughts on maybe occurred. Well, I don't know if you heard, but rumors out there are that the Rams are, have called about Gilmore. So we'll see. I don't know where the Rams are coming up with all this money, or are able to get it within the cap, but yeah, so there's that. All right, so let's do this. So we're going to continue to do draft talk, right? We're going to be continue to talk. We're going to be talking about all the rumors and stuff like that. The reason why I'm not going to get too super hyped up about Jameson Williams, because you need to trade up for that individual. You got to trade up. If you're going to be sitting at the number 23 spot, I don't think that's going to happen for the Arizona Cardinals. We can visit all we want, but really depends on what happens in this visit. Who knows? Maybe we really like him, and maybe the Arizona Cardinals do trade up during draft night. So we'll have to kind of just wait and see what happens here. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you guys for coming through. Super curious to figure out if there's a wide receiver you do want to trade up for. Let me know in the comments below here. If you're not able to get to it on the chat, definitely put a comment on this video here below. Multiple different holes for the Arizona Cardinals, and this draft can go any which way with the first 22 picks. Obviously, the Arizona Cardinals are picking the 23rd overall, and there's just so many things that the Arizona Cardinals can do. Are we going to get the right people, or are we not going to get the right people? We'll have to wait and see. 16 days away for the 2022 NFL Draft. Guys, appreciate you guys for coming through as always. Thank you so very much. Have a great rest of your night. And as always, go Cards.